I'm giving you 2 for the price of 1 in today's episode of the Croneo region, because combined they make like 10 minutes anyway, so... Sure, why not? That one's here's just one for free. What are we gonna do? A frickin' 7-minute episode, then a 3-minute episode? Get out of here. And that's it for the day? No.
Meet Princess. The name comes
I like that name.
And hiss. The prince,
it's a good combo.
The name is a theme I
so many Pokemon are just dad jokes when you get right down to it, but it fits.
It gives a unique aesthetic for the line, and also references Scotland's royal history, spanning many centuries if not millennia. She wasn't just the Queen of England, you know. It is also a snake.
Yeah, but that's what she's most famous for, let's be real.
How that relates to its poison type. Another element of this design is its cute little face, but don't be fooled by its adorably sad appearance.
It's still a snake.
Real tears, those are venom sacs.
Sounds about right for a snake.
Also, it's got a skull pattern fitting of the poison type. Its tail is also a baby rattle, referencing rattlesnakes. Not particularly fitting of the region, but works for the design. Princess
makes sense to me.
Poisentate, the name being a portmanteau of poison and potentate. The latter.
I thought I was a certain Andrew of a Tate.
One, which works for this one, as autocracies are the ones.
But hey, I might be wrong.
Absolute power, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And this
yep.
appears to be a
and heck, sometimes power just corrupts absolutely.
Is twofold. Firstly, it works.
Not even absolute power, just moderate power.
Secondly, it's based on the adder, the only venomous reptile found in Scotland. Hence the
makes sense. Double dip.
Gone are the fake tears, replaced now with a smug confidence. Its cheek pouches don't need to secrete poison nor resemble fake tears, nor does it feel it needs to hide, and has a similar neutrally coloured pattern. It has a crown as well as what was already on its neck, but now it's
makes
silver,
sense to me.
It's still second best. The more neutral colours from a design standpoint prevent it looking too busy or weighted, while also being able to be added onto with the evolution.
It's like an evil Dragonair line in a way.
Well,
Dratini Dragonair, that sort of thing.
Still one Pokemon, but 3 different forms of it. They all pretty much have the same evolution method, i.e. they have to be at least level 50, and all holding a different item. This Pokemon,
go figure,
that I'm calling Serpedon, has its name come from Serpent, Adder, and Don, to add authority, and it sounds a bit like Abaddon, which is Hebrew for destruction and doom, which gives the right foreboding nature I wanted in this mon. If your Poisentate reaches level 50 while holding a Thunderstone, it evolves into the Poison Electric type Thundercrown form of Serpedon.
Nice.
Something you're going to notice about these 3 forms is that generally
Thundercrown, wasn't that a freaking region? No, the Thundercrown. Oh.
So they are going to be based on mythological serpents from Scottish mythology. In order to get the
makes sense to me, it's just fitting.
And why the Thundercrown form is the way it is, look at the etymology of the Baythir. It's actually Scottish Gaelic for serpent, lightning, and thunderbolt. This serpent is also known as the Baythir Niamh, meaning venomous serpent. Another name this serpent goes by can be translated to venomous serpent, and yet another being adder, which is kind of perfect if you ask me. The Baythir was described.
Good work there, Dr. Evie, who made this.
Serpent, where if you were stunned,
or the one who made it originally, but made the video. There.
Before it does, otherwise you're doomed. As for the elements the artist and I thought would be cool, the crystals from before are now supercharged with electricity. There's also a ball at the end, kind of like a spherical magnet or a plasma globe to concentrate its electric powers. If your Poisentate is holding a metal coat while at level 50, it will evolve into the Poison Steel type Armor Crown form of serpent.
I expected it more robotic, but this works too.
Another giant mythological Scottish sea serpent. According to myth, it can disguise itself as a silver fish. I don't think it means a silverfish. I think it means a literal fish made from silver.
I'm being dead serious with my translation.
This tie to silver, metal, is what gives it the steel type. It made sense to try and make this snake armored as a result. It has a more iron-like colour to make it more evil looking, but more on that at the end. The spikes add to this too, but metal spikes are cool things that just make sense. Finally, if your Poisentate is holding a dragon fan while at level 50 or higher, it evolves into Serpedon's Empire Crown form. It is based on the Stored Worm from Orkney folklore, which is kind of like the Scottish version of the Midgard serpent. The story goes that a king whose kingdom was under threat by the Stored Worm was advised that giving a weekly sacrifice of 7 virgins would stave off the beast. The king rightfully went, screw that. If anyone can just kill this thing, you can have my daughter's hand in marriage and this cool magic sword I have. A lad named
why are we always sacrificing virgins? How do we know? Especially back then.
Islands of Orkney, Shetland, and the Faroes, and its body
just take their word for it.
so I wanted it to have sharp teeth to reference this, as well as using the dragon fang as a sort of nice little reference.
Yeah, nice little reference. I like that. That's good.
Scepter as depicted in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, it looks like Loki's scepter. Fitting.
Tide of snakes, including the Midgard serpent, of which he is the father, and the design of the scepter really works as being incorporated into the tail of a snake. It
looks great. Fits right in.
Its tongue is forked, due to those also being descriptions of the beast. Also, this time it doesn't really have any armor, and its crown is minimal. This is so it could focus more on offenses. It is a vicious beast after all. The dragon typing is for a few reasons. For one, it being called a worm is a common.
It's a pseudo-legendary. It has to be a dragon, apparently.
For other, more loose reasons, the myth gives me the vibe of your stereotypical hero slays the dragon and marries a princess legend because, well, it is. The last
that's
we do technically
most
have
mythology, let's be real.
Midgard serpent already. Zygarde. That connection would make a shared type logical, and dragon fits it more than ground for the reasons stated. Also, I'd argue this mon has the right to exist despite Zygarde. Zygarde overall is based on Loki's children, including the 50% forms Midgard serpent.
How dare Pokemon double dip with concepts? This is an outrage. Who cares?
So you may be asking, why do they all look evil? Well,
it's neat, though.
Scary,
I like them all.
Especially giant venomous ones. But also an idea Kai and I had.
And news for you. Snakes aren't good guys.
Alignments. Thunder Crown is neutral.
Generally.
Armor Crown is lawful evil. Empire Crown is chaotic evil. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed these. Don't think.
Okay, I like that, taking the whole evil good chart.
Many mon within them. I just had leads floating around and decided to show them off now. If you enjoyed this video, why not leave a like and subscribe?
Yeah, go check out Dr. Eevee's channel, link the channel description below, of course.
My Discord server linked below.
These were good inspirational ideas to take the pseudo legendaries. I like that how they go different ways. If you go a bit, you use different stones and whatnot. It's a neat way of taking the pseudo legendary, making sure you get what you want out of it, to not being like forced to use like a Dragonite or a Flygon or a frickin' any of the other legendary Pokemon that I'm blanking on at the moment. Let's be fair, there's a lot of dragons, so I imagine there's not going to be a lot of people using the dragon typing. But there'll be a few, of course. I mean, there's always that, one guy that defends it, so nothing too surprising. Still, these are some really good ideas, and I like their designs, and they work well in the region. And yeah, I like how they all come from separate but similar lores and backstories based off of, well, Scottish mythology, and coming off a similar trend with the serpents and all of that. It's a neat idea to have serpent mythical pseudo-legendaries, so it makes them a bit more unique and stand out a bit more. Again, of course, we got the freaking, like, Dragonair and Dratini line, but they don't end in a freaking another snake. Close enough, it diversifies enough, and I certainly take it on the party. I'd probably add this to the party, heck. You get freaking poison thunder, poison water, poison dragon. Okay, no, wait, no, it wasn't poison water, it was poison steel. I had a brain fart. But hey, you did poison steel, that's a pretty good combo. Good luck with that, assuming they keep the poison typing. But either way, yeah, some dang good Pokemon I'm glad I checked out. But we're going to move on next to the episode after this. Time to check out some CASTFORM. And now, MNJ TV's favorite Pokemon, CASTFORM.
I don't think it would make sense.
It's another Pokemon fan favorite thing to go over.
But I still want to
CASTFORM forms. Not as much as evolutions, but CASTFORM's pretty high up there.
Just like the number of alternate.
Especially since we have other weather variants and whatnot. Not to mention terrains.
Based on Scotland and a pinch of Canada. Since I'm bad at drawing,
so
I must
make
thank
sure to
the
check it out.
artist who brought these to life. An artist astray over on Instagram. Check them out. They do amazing stuff. The first one is not really something that makes the most sense for the region, but more so for the Pokemon franchise and the Pokemon itself. I think we can all agree that CASTFORM not already having a Sandstorm form is dumb. It's one of the
that's weird. It was introduced in Gen 3.
Changes depending on the weather, changes to rock, but CASTFORM itself isn't allowed stab from it like the other three weathers. So
doesn't make any sense.
I've made a rock-type CASTFORM based around sandstorms. Some of the grains of sand are tiny, some are huge, which is done to really show the rockiness.
You get a free cast from the game. I don't know a single person who's ever used in their thing. Maybe like in their first playthrough, but
really windy all the
not after that.
So having a wind-themed CASTFORM just made sense. Weather Ball
works for me. We got updraft now.
Flying is not just the bird.
Looks adorable. I like how it looks like a cloud too.
Most, if not all, wind-based moves are flying type. And the ability, which makes
a good chunk of them anyway.
The very broken Delta Stream also makes Mega Rayquaza retain all the benefits.
Oh, dude, imagine a Mega Rayquaza and a CASTFORM right next to it.
It still has forecast, of course. But more on my changes to the ability after I showcase the final form. I was trying to transform in there. Logical final weather to give CASTFORM. I eventually decided to make it Fog. Before you start hating me, I'm going to tackle fog differently to Gen 4. It's actually using Gen 8's fog as a basis, where it's mostly aesthetic, but also summons misty terrain. Hence why Foggy Castform is a fairy type. If Croneo ever became a fan game, there would
works enough for me.
In-depth discussion on how both fog and wind would work in Croneo. So I'd mentioned that I
like the foggy terrain in Gen 8. It had a nice little creepy factor to it.
Unless another
maybe a bit more realistic, I guess.
This means that usually the weather goes away after a bit. Not when forecast is activated. It stays until another weather is set or all weather is removed.
Interesting.
The former case activates forecast again. Even if CASTFORM faints, the weather can only go away if it is changed artificially. But since forecast wouldn't be activated if that happened, the weather would act normally. To make CASTFORM more of a threat, new held items would be made to set the weather. They'd break when the Pokemon is sent out, and the weather would go away after one turn. Unless forecast is activated, that is.
Makes sense to me to trigger forecast. Okay.
But that's all I have to say for this video. What do you guys think? Share your thoughts below.
Those are some solid Pokemon designs. I do not understand why CASTFORM didn't get a Sandstorm form in Gen 4. It's like, wouldn't you want to have one for all of the freaking weather types or something? You just like run out of time or something? It's one of those things you're just like, but why though? It's just such an easy slam dunk, but no. The Defog one becoming misty terrain, that one works enough for me. Again, like I said, I kind of liked it when in Sword and Shield there was a bit of mist going around with the fog. And an extra layer of like, oh, it's nice. It's kind of like actual England, in that it feels like it's going to rain in any second. I don't know if that one's a cliche or there's some truth to it. I've never been to England, obviously, but yeah, the easy joke. I mean, we've all got jokes based on our countries. You're going to have to deal with it whether you like it or not. America's full of a bunch of fat people who don't know jack shit. It's pretty accurate. The French do nothing but surrender and eat snails. I could keep going, but I think maybe we should stop there. Anyway, but yeah, the CASTFORM forms look pretty dang cool. I like how he took the wind aesthetic with the backdrafts and that sort of stuff. I just like the mental image of a Mega Rayquaza side by side with the freaking CASTFORM. It's like the duality of man or something, or my best friend. That's sort of like almost Apache Risu, that one world. It's like, of all things. I mean, it worked. Can't take that away from it. It freaking worked. It's just funny to think about in hindsight, but yeah, CASTFORM deserves a bit more love, and I think it was Noggin who made one for every single type, and that was a pretty cool video. I do like it when Pokemon and fan community come together and be like, here's this thing that has a gimmick that Game Freak didn't really expand on, so let's do it ourselves. Have a bit of fun with it. Other than the problem becomes just like, what if Game Freak actually doesn't want to do something with it, and then they can't do that sort of idea because a freaking fan made it already? It's like, well, crap. Well, it's a double-edged sword, but it's not like they were going to do anything with it, so what the frig? It's sort of like that you just be like, well, I think it was a Smiling Friends joke, just like the $1 billion, how dare you do something with a freaking, how did the meme go? Was it like a CEO of a big company being like, hey, that's my product that I choose to sit on and do nothing with, or something to that effect. Pretty much, that's my property that, frick it. I've already ruined the joke, but that's the basic idea of it. Just like, come on, man. Give us the stuff. Why not? Either way, though, cool new designs. I like how they look and keep the original design of CASTFORM with the ball design, and it all fits in perfectly well. CASTFORM is one of those where I kind of always wanted to make it good, but it wasn't. Whenever I got the thing for free, it went in the box. I'm going to be honest with you. You know, just like, well, maybe I'll try this. No. It's just not very good. Even when you get like the worst ice type attack just hooked on. Like, this thing was just made to be boxed immediately. Shame, because I gave you a freebie, but it was the way of the world or something. The earlier freebies are like Eevee or a Lapras. This thing's a freaking CASTFORM. It's like, and into the box with you. It's good for Nuzlocke, though, because you can get a free Pokemon of literally anything. Well, I guess random Nuzlocke, but still, I mean, it's a free Pokemon during a Nuzlocke, and I ain't gonna turn that down, but whatever. It is what it is, I guess. Sorry, CASTFORM. Hopefully this support will make it better, though. I like the idea of the held items to bring in the weather and, you know, just allow you to activate a little faster, sort of like Imposter Ditto, speeding things up a little bit like that. It's a nice way of modernizing it without getting rid of the original idea of the Pokemon in the first place, so that's nice to see. But yeah, that would be some good support for CASTFORM. It was nice to see the pseudo legendaries. Overall, it's a pretty solid episode created here by Dr. Eevee, where you can check him out in the link in the description below. Overall, though, great Pokemon, great designs, great work to all those who drew it, and you can, you know, they're all credited, of course, in the video itself. I don't think they're going to be in the description of my video, but, you know, they're in the description of the video there, so make of that what you will, and you can go check them out on your own time if you choose to check out their stuff, of course. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling now, so I think I guess I'll just say thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See all of you next time. Later.